what I'm thinking is like if you're going on a trip with your significant other, never break up beforehand. Because if you pay dough to go on a trip and y'all break up beforehand, you're gonna be miserable the whole time.
Yeah, but you also break up on the trip.
That's the
So then you make up, so the trip is like it's better.
What kind of sociopath do you?
You never had that? You never do that before?
Whoa. Or if you break up on a trip and you fly back home to get all your shit, you're good.
You gotta get there before.
You're gonna get there before because you're the one who booked the trip.
Also, don't do the breaking up.
Wait, so you're saying just ride it out and let
No, let her break you up.
Break up.
Let her break up.
Let her
Why?
initiate the breakup.
Because if she's breaking up with you, she's not tearing your shit up.
Okay. The meme that dude's like that? That's what y'all think?
So you just sit there and be miserable all day, just...
Put the onus on her.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Pierce Simpson. Today's show will be jam-packed. We're talking about Blake Griffin throwing shade at his old team, as well as the new football league that is set to emerge. But before we get things started, I'm joined here by Complex Sports editor, Mr. Adam Caparel. Adam, we put the blender together yesterday, and they put you in a little tough position.
I got roasted. You guys got me.
Got the Romo back there. You got your
Drew behind the scenes got me good.
And the ringleader of that blender, the guy that was throwing shade and everything, the guy that posted it on IG, Mr. Gilbert Arenas.
What's up? How you doing?
Gil, you just like you literally, you was like, they gave you the ammo and you just went with it. You just went with it. He was like, oh, we got this?
Oh, we got this? Let me go ahead and post this.
It's amazing. But fellas, how we feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good today? Okay, I'm with it.
Tough show to top after yesterday, but let's see.
Yeah.
Yesterday, if you didn't check it out, we had Martellus Bennett on the show, and it was wire-to-wire worth of laughs. Just laughs from beginning to end at your expense.
Yeah,
so
that's
all right,
that's how that works here. You know, I was happy about that. Yo, Cap gonna whoop our ass.
I know, one day
he's gonna be fed up.
One day.
And be done. Now we're gonna get into the show today and talk about newly acquired forward Blake Griffin and his new squad, the Detroit Pistons. But before he moves on and enjoy things in Motown, he's throwing shade at his former team. We're gonna discuss whether or not that's fair or foul. In an interview with Mark J. Spears of the ESPN's Undefeated, Blake Griffin, who the Clippers traded to the Pistons earlier this year, praised Detroit as an organization, seemingly shading the Los Angeles Clippers front office. He was quoted as saying, "If I wasn't happy where I was or excited to be here, it would take a little bit longer. But as soon as I got here to Detroit, the franchise, the way he was going about taking care of the players, the way we do everything is first class. So that makes the transition easier. Coach Stan Van Gundy and the whole staff has been awesome. I'm not looking back. Coming here made me realize what a franchise looks like." Let's unpack this quote that he provided Mark J. Spears of ESPN's Undefeated. Fair to throw shots at the Los Angeles Clippers like that?
Fair.
Because you called them the YMCA organization, so why is it fair to throw shots?
Okay, it's the Clippers. Okay?
But he's at the Pistons. It's not like the
It
Pistons.
is they're the Motel 6 of the NBA.
Wow.
They're the motel. Like I know we're looking at the Clippers like they're in LA, but they're 15 to 20 years behind every organization in sports.
Well, okay.
Kevin Durant came in 2007-8. That was the year they got their practice facility. Before that, they were working out at Jewish community centers, the Spectrum Club, Boys and Girls YMC. An NBA franchise don't have their own practice facility. Till this day, they're the only sports franchise that shares an arena. They share their fucking basketball arena.
Yeah.
How?
They also have the worst schedule of the three teams that use that arena. Like
Exactly.
they get the worst dates possible.
I think they're the third tenant behind
They
the
are, yeah.
Kings.
They're that friend that thinks they're better than you, but they're wearing your clothes.
What friends do you have?
Give me my shit off. Take that shit off and get the fuck out of here. But that's who they are. They're a shit organization. So when Blake got drafted there, and that's all he knows.
But to be fair, he got drafted when Donald Sterling was still the owner of Los Angeles Clippers, easily one of the worst owners in sports history.
And it shows.
But to say this about the new regime where you have Steve Ballmer in place, Doc Rivers running things, Lawrence Frank is in the fold.
But it's the organization themselves. You don't, you're only there what you see. So if you got drafted there and this is what's been there, and you go somewhere else and it's like, oh, this is A1. When I went to Orlando from Washington, I'm like, oh man, this is A1. We got breakfast in the morning, we got lunch, and then on game days we got breakfast, lunch, and then pregame meal, and if we was leaving, we got dinner. So we didn't spend no money there.
But here's what's so funny about athletes and NBA players. They are so easily amused by just free food, right? You can give them free food at any junction. They're like, this is a first-class organization.
But that's true. Like that's first class.
Yellow millionaires.
But we're millionaires, so but you're treating us like hotel staff. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can tell you, like, on the road, Cleveland has the best spread. They treat their visitors like royalty. Like, we get the good spread in Cleveland's locker room. Sacramento was some shit. But
you might be a fat boy on the inside.
But I'm saying, but you judge organizations by that. So I'm pretty sure everyone who leaves the Clippers organization, it's A1 somewhere else.
Yeah, but he's going to, like, I mean, the Little Caesars Arena that opened up this year is obviously probably better and fancier than Staples Center right now. So that's kind of clouding judgment. But
it's everything that
have you seen the attendance at Little
I know,
Caesars?
no one goes to the games. But I'll say this. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the petty scale, this comes off as, like, close to an 8.
This might be a 10.
It's close. It's getting up there. It's getting up there. So to answer the fair or foul question, I'm going to call foul in here because it sounds like sour grapes from Blake that he went to a shittier city, a shittier environment.
See, that's what I'm saying. A city and the organization is two different things. Yes, Clippers are in L.A., and the city of L.A. is beautiful. The city of Detroit is shitty, but the service is like going to that hole in the wall. And you're like, I don't want to be here, but the food and the people are amazing. That's Detroit. I'm pretty sure you still have Stan Van Gundy and Otis Smith over there. And if they do what they did in Orlando, yes, he's in heaven right now compared to where he was.
And obviously, from a historical perspective, the Pistons have a great track record and championships and have shown the impetus to put the resources behind the team to build it up. Now, going forward, though, you'd rather be part of the Clippers with that.
No, you don't. Yes, you don't want to be part of the Clippers.
Steve Ballmer's trying to get a new arena. I don't know if it's going to get built.
When you get a new arena, show me. Right now, you're sharing it. You're a second fiddle little brother.
But you have
sharing bunk beds.
But you have an owner that paid $2 billion. That's worth a shit ton of money. That's invested in the franchise. And you have a better future with draft picks and cap space.
The last one was worth $2 billion. That money don't mean nothing. If you're not putting the money towards your players, fuck you.
Yeah, guess what? Guess who can't put the money towards the players? The Pistons, because they're fucking capped out with Blake's contract.
That's the problem. There's a cap out, and then there's luxury. There's luxury. Motel 6.
But guess who probably...
One is in a Motel 6. One is in penthouse suites.
But who would be...
If you're in a penthouse suite, I don't give a shit what city you're in. If you're in a penthouse suite in that city, trust me, you will be better than that than a fucking Motel 6 in Los Angeles.
Who's be more inclined to pay a luxury tax and pay more...
That luxury tax has...
A 13, 14, 50-time billionaire, Steve Ballmer.
That is amazing. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking about the outside. We're talking about our environment.
I get
the
that.
Environment, when I go to an arena and I go in that locker room and that locker room is plush to the point I don't want to leave the arena. When during game day, you got the spread, you got everything that makes me feel comfortable. And then you go to the Clippers where it's like, I just want to hurry up and get the fuck home in my comfortable environment. And that's what the Clippers is. You had nails in the wall and I hang my jersey up. You didn't have our lockers is better than the Clippers lockers. These right here.
Clippers locker room's not that bad.
Now they done updated it a little bit.
Yeah.
Now
it looks good. They have a decent spread after the game.
There used to be a joke when I was in Chicago. Training. Tim Grover practice arena where he trained. The locker room was better than the Clippers. An outside trainer has a better locker room than a professional team.
But real quick. I'm kind of side with Adam, and this might be foul because it seems like sour grapes when the Clippers were whining and dining him throughout the free agency process, taking him through the arena, putting his jersey in the rack to say he's going to be a Clipper for life. He inked the 5-year, $171 million deal. Of course, that's the most money he can get from the Clippers. He was courted by the Phoenix Suns. They were going to offer him a max deal. So, I mean, listen, I get why you would take the extra $40 million. But don't leave and start throwing shade when you have that same energy when you were there.
We're talking about two things. We're not talking about outside money. We're talking about comfortability. It's like having a beautiful girl, but she's ugly on the inside. That's who the Clippers are. You're only beautiful because you're in Los Angeles. If you was anywhere with the same organization, nobody would never walk into the arena.
So put yourself in a free agent's shoes.
We don't come to the Clippers.
But you
So you're
going?
We
gonna
don't
go to
want to
Detroit.
work out at the YMCA.
They don't work at the YMCA.
Not anymore, but I'm just talking about you're working out at the fucking YMCA.
I know.
We
So
laugh at you
in
guys.
2018, the summer of 2018, your two decisions come down to Detroit or the Clippers. Who do you
Detroit.
think? I don't-
But it
I don't
depends.
believe you.
No, it depends.
'Cause I asked my boy.
It depends because everyone wants to be in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the Clippers. I want to be in Los Angeles. I want to be around superstars, this and this. I can just go to that arena, hurry up, get my shots, get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
That's everyone's thinking.
That's fine, but they want to be in Los
Detroit,
Angeles.
Detroit, I can sit in that arena when I was in Orlando, I can sit in there all day and enjoy myself. I mean, they had the flat screens, they had the video game. I mean, they made you feel comfortable. That's what they make you feel comfortable. That's what the Clippers don't.
So
So you can pay $105 million, but they don't have a players lounge. Like what?
So whenever it's time to re-up for Gilbert's deal complex, let's just get you just a spread of sandwiches.
It ain't
and
about that.
Doritos.
You can wine and dine to get me as a free agent, but when you break down the interior, if you're just a shitty ran organization, it shows, and it shows with them. You just got an arena, you share an arena. You're the only franchise that shares an arena.
Well, NBA franchise. There are other franchises.
No. Who?
Jets and
Jets
Giants
and
share a
Giants?
facility.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
And MetLife Stadium
I guarantee-
sucks.
Yeah.
They spend too much goddamn money in that stadium, it blows. But the reason I keep fighting you is that, I texted my boy that does a lot of business with a bunch of NBA players, and I asked him,
Sources?
sources, yes, source of mine, and I'm like, LA or Detroit, what are you guys going to pick? And he said, all things being equal, they're always going to go LA.
If all things being equal, why? Because they want LA.
Yes.
The city.
Yes.
Not the franchise. It's two different things. It's
But they're trying to make the franchise better.
All right.
until
I'm trying.
then, you're technically, as an organization, you're last place to these players. The only thing that excites me is because you live in LA. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with the franchise. The franchise is horrible.
It's great.
Not the people there. The franchise ran is
But
horrible.
also you're a different beast when it comes to NBA players.
You're IKEA. I gotta go there. I gotta put my own fucking furniture together. Gotta carry this shit out. It's
rich people problem. Keep going.
All right. Moving over to the gridiron. Do we really need another professional football league? And I bring that up because while Vince McMahon is still trying to get the XFL off the ground for 2020, a competitor league called the Alliance of American Football, which is a horrendous name, but that's aside, announced it's going to begin play in February of 2019, a week after Super Bowl 53. Charlie Ebersol, the son of Dick Ebersol, the TV executive who helped partner with Vince McMahon to get the original XFL off the ground, is the one running the show. And the AAF season will reportedly run 10 weeks and have 8 50-man teams made up of D1 players who didn't make the NFL cut, and they'll be picked in regional drafts. And the league is trying to take advantage of the local hero, done well kind of dynamic and kind of go off that. Ebersol said, quote, "We're looking for those Kurt Warners working in grocery stores, and we think we will find them. And a big part of the success for the league and why they're launching it is based on the whole gambling fantasy football model." Ebersol again said, quote, 59 million people play fantasy and 26 million people play only fantasy football. We have to be able to take advantage of the people who just stop playing fantasy when the NFL season ends. Actually 20 million, not 26 million, sorry about that. But essentially, yes. So our thoughts on the fact that this league, which is trying to differentiate itself vastly from the XFL and also the NFL, there's different rules involved here, which I'll just kind of rip off real quickly. Yeah. They say they're going to have no TV timeouts. They're going to have 60% fewer commercials, no kickoffs, no onside kicks, 30-second play clocks, and nothing but 2-point conversions. Do we have an actual appetite for another football league right now?
See, what is several layers to this that kind of caught my attention. One, the fact that Charlie Ebersol, son of Dick Ebersol was instrumental in getting the NFL back to NBC, had the NFL on NBC in the early 90s. We see Football Night in America generate incredible ratings, so maybe that could be something to get, add dollars. They already have a TV deal.
They do with CBS.
Already. The XFL didn't have that. And this reminds me.
But didn't they say fewer TV timeouts?
Yeah, they have fewer
where
TV
you get all your
timeouts
ads and all your money
commercials.
from?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Unless they got that bag up front.
Okay.
This kind of reminds me of NFL Europe when he mentioned Kurt Warner, trying to get different players that have low cachet, low names, to have them come in and compete. And also, is this competition for the NCAA? So can a player come straight out of high school and go straight there? Is there any rules against that? Because what this seems to be, the XFL and this league is trying to directly compete with the NFL's already minor league system of NCAA football. Now kids can go and just get paid outright.
I mean, This is lower than the D League.
Yeah.
This is below the NBA D League because with the D League, you have players that's been drafted as NBA players, and then maybe you're too young, maybe you're not ready. Go down there and get some time.
Yeah.
So you have talent in there. Here you having people who do not make teams.
Yeah.
We're gonna come. So there's 55 players. You're actually going after 56, 7, 8, 9. Like in 55, 4 and 3 are shitty players. They just barely made the cut, and this is what you want to run your league around, a bunch of bottomless players that was above average college players,
But what if you
non-existing NFL players.
What if you find that diamond in the rough?
You might find 2 diamonds in a rough out of the whole league.
Yeah, but then they're going to go to the NFL.
But unless you handicap them and get them under a contract where they can't leave your.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing: what if that is your marketing plan or your sticking point? Hey, we can get you to the NFL at some point. Come play here. If you don't get invited to the combine, or you don't get drafted,
but that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the marketing plan for the players, but for the fans,
But the
for all the gimmicky shit that they're trying to pull up, does that actually appeal to you?
But America has an insatiable appetite with football. You put
Not
football
this kind
on,
of football.
Yes, they will
it's
watch
bad football. It's not good football. It's like It's like
You don't think the Midwest is going to turn into this?
I'm from.
Yeah, but I'm
people
just
will watch it.
But I'm just saying it's like right above. It's like high level college.
Yeah.
It's like really high level college football pretending to be pro.
But these are amateur players at the end of the day. They didn't make it to the NFL. So I mean, why?
And then
not
all of a
watch it?
sudden they're just going to turn it over and that, ooh, you're a star.
But it's because it has the different rules, though. So if it has the different rules, maybe that'll appeal to people that want.
Yeah, I mean, not like insanely different rules, but just, ways to have it be more, I guess, free-flowing or faster, not take, 4 hours away some college games, NFL games.
And also the dead period of the sports calendar, we're kind of in it. You got
Well, yeah,
all
they're
days
again,
in the NBA. Just put
They're
it on.
tapping into the hole in the fantasy gaming world.
That's all. I think that's all they're interested in is trying to capitalize on that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's it.
I will not be putting money on those games. Okay,
lying.
that's
He's gonna be
I'm not
lying.
doing that.
Yeah, Gil, how much money do you think he's gonna lose to this?
I'm sure no one's really going to put money on the first year because you don't know who you're watching.
There will be spreads, odds.
But I'm just like,
everything.
what am I watching? This is like slam ball. This is like, what is this?
I think this league will be more successful than XFL, in my opinion.
Why though?
Because if you look at the structure of who they have in place and who they have with them, you got Bill Polian, former NFL executive. So he's gonna be one of high-ranking people. You're worried about playing, which is fair. Like I get it. Like I understand it. But if the upper echelon of players are going to be in the NFL, we have to lower the
They
expectations.
do have
there.
good names
They have great
attached to it right now.
Yeah.
Rip them off. Yeah.
Troy Polamalu, former.
I'm like, you're gonna name a whole bunch of like professional upper echelon.
Former pro.
You have J.K. McKay. The McKays are just a huge lineage.
USC legends.
USC legends, NFL executive. It has to be related to Rich McKay, who was the GM for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Atlanta Falcons for a long time. So you have good
Hines
names
Ward,
there.
Justin Tuck, other guys.
Yeah, Hines Ward. That might be a hand wave for me, but
So you got all.
Hines
I don't
Ward's
know.
a hand wave.
It's like
So you got all these high talented people making all decisions, and the crop is going to be beeline players.
I don't know. I have.
All right.
But I mean, look at the G League.
Huh?
Those are beeline players, technically, in the G League.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The only reason the G League exists to get your younger NBA players ready.
But do you watch arena?
Half of those, like 95% of the G League players don't even see nothing past the G League.
The reason I don't watch arena football is because it's too different than actual football, right? It's 50 yards.
They're trying to be a little bit different than
you can
other
throw it.
football
You
too,
can
yeah.
throw it in between the goalposts. It bounces off. That's more equatable to slam ball. How you look at slam ball. That's how I view arena league
Is
football.
arena football still going?
Still going strong. And there's other smaller leagues too out there for football that they continue to build up and try to.
Because America has this appetite for football that will probably never go away, and that's why I think this league will be successful, especially because it already has a television network deal.
So you got two guys fighting over the same thing.
You talking about the XFL and the AAF? Essentially, come 2020, yeah.
No, I mean, but aren't those the same? They were partners, right?
No,
They were once.
Were once.
Well,
Dick
Charlie
Ebersol
Ebersol's father, Dick Ebersol, was partnered with Vince McMahon back in the day.
Oh,
2001.
so it's basically.
Now Charlie's going against.
Yeah. Okay.
Do that hand motion again. Now, we mentioned America having an appetite for football, and America also has an appetite for gossip. And Iggy Azalea provided some gossip when she went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, where she described how she set Nick Young's clothes on fire due to infidelity. friend of the show, non-friend of the show, friend of the show, Nick Young.
We're gonna get Nick on one day.
Yeah, we'll get Nick on one day. Iggy was quoted as saying, I texted him a video and I'm like, hey, I'm burning your thing, so I don't know where you're at. Probably some girl. So I hope you get home quickly because I'm moving on, progressing on the spectrum from cheap to expensive. But I will say expensive doesn't burn well. Expensive things do not burn well. All the Forever 21 just lit up. So in this quote, she threw a lot of shade at Nick, not only for burning his stuff, accusing him of cheating, but saying that he had Forever 21 stuff.
I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah. Exactly.
He does not have Forever 21.
Exactly. But we see this time and time again where sports and culture collide and they create messy breakups and gossip that we all enjoy because it becomes great content
I used
for
to
us.
make my living peddling this.
You know, the funny thing about the Iggy one is she did it all to get a reaction out of someone who's richer than her. So you're throwing this stuff in the pool.
That's culturally more relevant than you.
No, you're throwing this stuff in the pool. You're burning them to get a reaction. Listen, we make enough money to just go replace that shit.
Hey, and
Like I used to have an ex who did that. Like I'm gonna break your car windows. I just buy a new car. Like it's just that fucking simple. Like,
It must be nice to live.
but that's what I'm saying.
don't break my windows.
But that's
Oh, there's a dent in my car. Let me get a new one.
Yeah.
But that's why relationships don't work when girls decide to go that petty because it really don't matter. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna cheat on with your friends. Oh, I done had sex with 42 girls. Like, gotcha.
Wow. Cap, that's a life I've not experienced.
But that's the funny part because it started with that. It started with they got in a fight. He said, "All right, party time."
I would like to one day.
And threw a whole party at his house, knowing she can see it on the cameras.
Wait. Okay. Let's back
I'm
up.
gonna say one day. I just want to be able to relate to 5% of your life.
At least
just 5%, and I'll be
5%.
good.
We'll put it in universe. So you're saying that they got in a fight. The situation went down. He knew that she could watch him on surveillance. He said, "I'm gonna have a party."
He don't care.
Swaggy.
He don't
Gotta
care.
love Swaggy P.
We fighting? All right, I'm single. Like that's how players are. You break up or argue about anything for 5 minutes. I'm single, and I'm gonna take advantage of this before you come back to your senses. So he threw a party.
Shout out to Nick because he seems like he's glowed up since.
I mean, and that's the best part about it. One went downward, one went up.
Now, someone he very well could win NBA title.
Nick
this
is
year.
flourishing right
And
now.
I haven't heard a song from her since.
Pretty much.
Sounds about
Black
right.
Little Widow is that what was
It was Black Widow or something like that. I think it was. The fact
I don't
that
listen to trash music, so I wouldn't know.
Wow. Okay. The Iggy Azalea hive is going to be after you.
That was not my daughter. Like we liked that song. That song was all
I
right.
send you better music than that.
That song was all right.
Notice how it was like my daughter likes this song, and then it switched to we like that song.
So it was all right. 'Cause, you know.
So the Iggy Azalea quote that she mentioned on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen got us thinking, and we're going to talk about the 5 messiest breakups in sports. Some of the names include Tiger Woods and his former wife Ella
Nordgren.
Nordgren. Okay, listen.
Extra messy, that
Nordgren.
one.
Yeah, that was very
When you
messy.
have
Why don't
prescription
you highlight-
drugs, fire hydrants, and golf clubs involved
Yes.
over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
That blew up in epic proportions.
2009.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that was 2009 because I can remember the reason
Were
everyone.
you down in
stopped-
Orlando then?
No, the reason everyone stopped talking about that is because the gun incident happened. Dead ass.
You took Tiger off the news
Took
cycle.
Tiger off the news cycle.
Congratulations on that.
Slow golf clap.
Golf clap, yes,
Do you
appropriate.
realize that? Do you realize how much of a major news story that had to be to take the heat off Tiger?
Like that shit was on the Star National Enquirer.
I know, and I was watching it.
Tiger,
Till I hit headlines. Oh, fuck no.
Tiger sent Gilbert Arenas an edible arrangement for that one. That was we got Tony Parker and Eva Longoria. Tony Parker allegedly cheated with teammate's wife, ex-wife. It got messy.
Berry.
Brent Berry. It was all over the place.
Mario Lopez involved in here. some
Yeah,
way,
it was
shape, or
all
Oh,
alleged.
so they were both cheating, then.
There's layers to this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. Steve Nash and Alejandra Amarilla.
Yeah.
We go with that.
That one was confusing.
Yeah, it was a very.
I don't think anyone knows the right answer to this one.
Yeah, that was confusing because I remember I used to tease Jason Richardson about it because his name was brought up.
So
We have to explain this
Yeah,
one.
so we're
though.
gonna explain. So Steve Nash and his wife Alejandra had twins, and like the day after the twins were born, they split. There was rumors that Jason Richardson was the father of those twins. That's why he was subsequently traded at the deadline to Orlando. You're saying that Jason said that was not true.
Yeah, that was not true.
Okay. Now we've also heard other rumors about it being Leandro Barbossa's baby.
that's right.
There's just been a lot of rumors, a lot of stories.
It was Steve Nash babies. How to break up with her.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Next on the list, we have Dennis Rodman and Carmen Electra. The greatest story that I heard before we started taping is the fact that Carmen Electra walked in and saw Dennis Rodman having sex with a woman. The woman was on top, and then it said she fell from the ceiling, and I don't know. She fell from the ceiling.
She fell from the ceiling?
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait to use that one.
And we just roll back this footage. They be like, Gilbert, you stole that from Dennis Rodman. And last on the list, we have Left Eye and Andre Rison.
Number one on the list by far.
Yeah, number one.
Number one.
Lisa burned down his mansion, I believe in Atlanta, Georgia at the time, set it on fire. There was reports of domestic violence. There was some serious allegations that reportedly caused Lisa Left Eye Lopez to burn down the mansion. But that tops the list of.
I was young, so I didn't really know.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember like the news reports of like the helicopter over like the mansion, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could see it burning in the fire
See, I was
department
young.
bringing it out.
I wasn't in.
But think about that. I mean, she didn't intend to burn down the mansion. There were some things that happened during the burning of the clothes in the bathtub and in the bathroom that didn't work out well. But she burned down a man's mansion. So slow clap.
Yeah,
for
that
Lisa.
is a slow clap. That is.
I'm just saying, if you're
The late, great
gonna make a
Lisa
man
Left Eye.
spend some money, there it is. That'll
That
get
is
some
great.
attention.
Rest in peace.
Hopefully Andre had a good insurance policy.
Oh no, he did. We will hope.
Oh, yeah, we hope. Messiness. But shout out to Nick. He elevated after he.
Nick's doing just for himself.
and he's the man right now.
He is shining. Oh, there's nobody. Yeah,
He's the man right now. It's his team.
KD's out.
Well,
Steph's
no,
out.
well, Draymond's still healthy.
I'm sorry, I didn't really. I thought you was about to say Clay came back. You say Draymond.
The Draymond, yeah.
Nick has to score for them to stay nice. And then when everybody come back, Steve Kerr's gonna know. Look, Iggy, go ahead, leave Iggy on the bench.
So you calling Nick Iggy now?
No,
Iguodala.
Iguodala.
If we're talking about Iggy Azalea, can
Yeah,
you
you gotta
differentiate the
Iguodala.
two?
They're both Iggy's, okay? Iguodala, go ahead, let him go on the bench.
Yeah.
Livingston, on the bench. You don't need him no more. You got Nick Young, baby.
Hey, friend of the show.
Shoot those shots.
Yeah, friend of the show, not friend of the
told
show,
him.
friend of the show. Come on the show, Nick.
Shoot those shots next.
Told him you got to go in that locker room and tell him I'm the captain now.
Steve Kerr will have an ulcer.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, bring it over to boxing. Triple G is accusing Canelo of being a serial drug cheat. So the unified middleweight champion of the world, Triple G, says he's still going to face Canelo Alvarez for the rematch come May 5th. But Triple G is now accusing Canelo of cheating during their first fight and said his promoter, Golden Boy Promotions, and their CEO and boxing legend, Oscar De La Hoya, is also dirty.
Wow.
This is kind of escalating very, very quickly. So yeah, these all came from yesterday at workout at Triple G's gym up here in California. And as previously discussed on Out of Bounds, remember Canelo tested positive for the banned performance-enhancing drug clenbuterol a few weeks ago, and that was when he was training in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico. Canelo and his camp blamed it on tainted Mexican meat, and Triple G went in on that yesterday. So speaking to reporters, Golovkin said, "Again with the Mexican meat? Come on. I told you it's not Mexican meat. This is Canelo. This is his team. This is his promotion. Canelo is cheating. They're using these drugs, and everybody is just trying to pretend it's not happening." He also later added, "I think it's silly to blame the meat because an athlete at this level should not be caught on the meat. I eat Mexican food all the time, and I've never had that problem."
I said
So
it.
Triple G took it to that level.
Hey, Gil, you have something to say?
I said it before. Come on, man. You make way too much money to be eating meat that's infected. So yes, he's allegedly taking the drug.
You're in the Triple G wave here that Canelo's doing.
Yes, if I'm Triple G, yes, and I'm pretty sure he knew he was dirty the first time.
Well, no, there's accusations that Canelo, if you look at the pictures leading up to the fight, everyone said that he looked extra jacked and like extra ripped. And also, Triple G and his promoter yesterday said that if you look at some of the pictures more closely, you can see injection marks around Canelo's abdomen that would indicate that maybe there have been some doping issues there. So, there was some low-key talk in boxing threads and Reddits about Canelo being on the juice, but now Triple G and his team have kind of taken it to a new level. And at the press conference to announce the fight a few weeks ago, like Abel Sanchez, Triple G's Mexican trainer, a legend, kind of took it to like some personal level. So this is going to get very spicy leading up to the fight in about a month.
Here's how you know boxers are crazy. It's no way in hell I'm fighting a guy that's on performance-enhancing
Well, no, you can die. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
like,
serious
no,
shit.
I mean, if you're Triple G and you know you're better than this fighter, I don't care.
But you don't. But you can't say.
You're physically.
But what I'm
this
saying
ain't
is,
basketball.
but you got to think about it. His ego. Like, if you need to take drugs to compete with me, fine. I'm still gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah,
Like,
but he didn't whoop Canelo's ass the first time though.
Didn't.
It was a close fight. I still
No,
think
I
Triple G
heard
was the
Triple
definitive
G
winner.
won.
He did win. I mean, the card and all that shit like that is a different thing, but like it was a pretty close fight. You can somewhat make a case that Canelo came close to winning, but neither guy whipped the other guy's ass.
Yeah.
One was on drugs, one wasn't, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
But if you're Triple G and you feel you're more talented, look, if he wants to drug up, hey, do your thing, buddy.
How about Triple G stop letting people in fights? You know, Triple G has a knack for letting people just hit him. Stop letting people.
Because I just think it's skill. You know, whatever drug anyone's using, it doesn't help your skill level. Yeah, it makes you stronger. So over time, you're just weighing in on this guy. Yeah, but it doesn't help your skill.
Yeah, but you can't be taking steroids in boxing because if you're wailing on somebody, you're gonna kill them.
Exactly.
It's kind of important.
I mean, but this drug is a fat burner.
It's not like it's not horse steroids.
Yeah, it's a lean muscle. So he's trying to thin out. Show horse? Is he trying to be a model? I don't.
But do you think? All right, so
can I get some?
Gilbert, come back, Jack.
See me all ripped. Hey, listen, I can tell you this right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
Where's this going?
If I take my shirt off on this show, you for sure know I was eating the Mexican meat. Not even gonna lie.
No track marks on your abdomen?
You can see whatever. You can say whatever you want. I ain't even gonna deny it. I'm just be like, what's happening?
What would it take for you to do a repeat of the PETA ad?
Huh?
Your shirtless PETA ad.
Computer raw.
Right now. Send all the tainted Mexican meat to Gilbert Arenas.
I'm just thinking of Gilbert sitting here like on steroids.
Cut up. I've been trying to get a 6, 8, 12 pack.
Remember you went vegan for like 7 days?
7 days.
1 week.
1 week.
And you got back on the Mexican meat.
I just got back to regular meat. That vegan shit ain't for me.
All right, but real talk about this. Do you think it's a ploy for Triple G to somehow, kind of give himself an excuse if he doesn't win in some way, shape, or form? But what do you make of this ploy right here by Triple G to say that Canelo and the Golden Boy team are serial cheats?
He's hedging his bets a little bit. I mean, if you win, you can say, I knocked out a guy, I beat a guy.
I mean, Triple G is 35 going to this fight. I mean, he's getting up.
You already knew he was on it the first time and you didn't say it. You don't care. I don't care, but just stop making excuses. And I think that's where he's at. Like, I don't care that you're on it. I'm still going to fight you. Stop blaming it on something that's not it is. If you're taking drugs, you're taking drugs. I don't care. So I'm going to fight you.
So
anyway.
you think that's the issue? Is like, don't say it's meat.
Yeah, don't like you're messing with my intelligence as a fighter. Look, I know you're juiced. I don't care that you're juiced. I'm still going to fight you. Just let it go.
You know what this comes off as to me?
What?
Just a ploy to drum up interest in the fight.
That's it.
I mean, they have a massive pay-per-view rematch that will do numbers. This is a way to get people more into it and just to have more numbers and obviously to make more money because the more people buy the fight, the higher percentage Canelo and Triple G are going to get in the back end.
Cap, as a boxing enthusiast, what do you have more of an issue with? A boxer taking performance-enhancing drugs or a boxer tampering with gloves?
Good question. I think gloves because you legitimately have the ability to completely devastate somebody, and we've seen horrible repercussions for guys using plaster of Paris and other stuff on their wraps. So that is much more egregious and completely more dangerous. Yes, a guy on juice that's taking horse steroids, hypothetically can technically have more power behind his punches, but in terms of doing real legit physical damage, if some guy's fucking with his wraps and weighing them down, then that legitimately is grounds for obviously not just being thrown out of boxing, but that should be grounds for like legal ramifications.
Yeah, why don't like after fights? Why they don't just cut the gloves off right there so you can see?
Well, usually they inspect.
Well, no. So the other guy's camp will inspect the wrapping.
Yeah, they inspect the
beforehand.
Beforehand, and then obviously as soon as they leave, they.
Yeah, but they take the gloves off in the ring too. So.
They do take the gloves off. So how do you get caught with weight?
Because other guys have been idiots back. It hasn't happened. I can't think of a recent example in a major fight, but it's happened in the years past.
Who was the guy that fought Antonio Margarito that had the concrete slab in his gloves?
I mean, it's happened over the years. I forget. Again, off the top of my head, I'm forgetting the examples, but it's happened in recent. Maybe like 5, 6, 7 years. Again, I have to go back and double check. But there's been instances where it's happened.
Do they have to use the same? Do they all have to use the same exact tape?
You go. So if you're fighting me. Mm-hmm. And say Pierce is representing me, he would go and inspect the wrapping that you're having done before.
No, I mean.
But I'm definitely.
But essentially the tape, the tape is essentially the same.
But I'm definitely taking.
Okay, but initially, can someone use different colors? Because you got to remember, there's thinner tape than others.
It's essentially the same tape.
Okay.
And they're going to expect to make sure that you guys aren't doing any funny shit. Because I think it was the Shane Mosley, Margarito. Yeah, I think that's the fight that we were talking about. And that was and Margarito could have really fucked up Shane Mosley doing some crazy stuff with the wraps.
Yeah.
So if you're fucking with the wraps. you should not be thrown out of boxing. You should probably be thrown in fucking jail because that's like essentially
That comes
assault
to
with a deadly weapon.
1,000%.
Is that the boxer or is that the trainer? Did you?
Both.
Give me both, because you're both in on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And when Margarito fought Shane Mosley, the guy that Margarito fought beforehand that he bloodied up pretty bad was like, hey, yeah, that guy definitely had something in his glove. So
I'll just say to wrap up this whole steroid stuff.
Yeah.
I'm fine. This is fun. This is fun to get petty and add more intrigue and storyline. It makes for better stories as we go, up to covering the fight. And also expect Mr. De La Hoya to make an appearance on the show before the fight.
Okay, listen, he pulling gas.
Yeah, make sure you bring some of the Mexican meat.
Al Pastor.
Yo, that is hilarious. Well, that wraps up the latest edition of Out of Bounds for Adam Caparel. Future model and steroid taker, Gilbert Arenas.
Whoa,
Go ahead and get your pose right.
Whoa,
Dan
them abs.
We'll see you tomorrow. This is Out of Bounds.
I've done like 3 sets of like 50 sit-ups.
Yeah.
And I don't see abs nowhere, so I'm trying to figure out how many.
It's called you have to do it with your nutrition.
Yeah. Nutrition's 90% of it.
Nah, I'm good.
You all right? Like, I'm cool.
No, I was healthy for so long. I'm not trying to be healthy now.
Listen, the way I see
You gotta
it
get your
is
knees in shape.
Yeah.
Gotta get you under the knife. Get your knees in shape, then you get after it.
Boom. Then you got the court, hibachi it up again. No? Okay.
Listen. I've been to the 24 hours on.
Yeah, we know what you do there.
On Saturday, and I've been shaking and baking.
The 24 in Calabasas? Who you playing?
That's the problem. I'm getting
Phil the dentist?
Are you playing Jasper?
I'm getting
Are you
shook
playing
by
Kanye's
Phil,
barber?
the dentist. So I am not going back out there.
The Kardashians' plastic
I know,
surgeon?
right?
Who
Yeah,
you
exactly.
balling
Yeah.
with?
You know, it's bad when they be like, yo, I just crossed over Gilbert Arenas.
Like we were outside?
Like, no, you didn't. I'm a father now.
No, you crossed over out of bounds.
You go to all the bounds holes. You didn't cross up Gilbert
The
Arenas.
ghost of Gilbert Arenas.
Yo,
Fucker.
but hey, them checks cleared, so that's all that matters. Yeah.
And real talk, we know what you're doing at 24 Hour Fitness.
Booty watching.
Exactly.